This is Net1 UEPS, otherwise known as Net1 Aplitech. This is an interesting company. It's not a bank, doesn't have a banking license, but we've included it in this conversation because it's pretty sizable. It's listed in the United States of America in addition to here. In fact, I think more of its shares are located there than here. Its core business is payment solutions. So you will know them from their involvement in the Department of Social Services grant program. We know that there are nearly 20 million or more grant recipients in this country. They are the principal player, although that, of course, has been a very controversial area because there's been a court case all the way to the Constitutional Court around whether or not there was improper allocation of that particular tender.
Let's have a look here at the market cap. We are sitting with a market cap of 8.4 billion rand, a PE ratio of 12.1, does not pay dividends. Rowan Williams, weigh in at this point.
So really the investment case is about the continuation of the SASA contract. And as Paul mentioned, it's been sort of mired in controversy. There has been some more certainty, at least in terms of the timing of the award of the contract. So the Constitutional Court has said that by October, the contract has to be re-awarded by the Department of Social Security. So it's been dragged out, but now there's certainty. Bids have to be in by late April. So I think the investment case really rests on the continuation of the SASA contract. Remember, Net1 UPS, they also supply, quite controversially, other services to that customer base that they issue the payments to, airtime and some loans. And I think they've come under quite a lot of criticism for that as well.
Have you ever looked at this previously as a potential investment, Paul?
Not really, because of the pall which has hanging over this one for a while, and it's been a long-running problem. Because basically the competitor in this case is an ABSA subsidiary which believes that it has been unfairly prejudiced and that officials involved with this company and the Social Security Agency colluded in order to give the business in a way which was improper. The Constitutional Court, in fact, found that that was the case, so it was not proper. But they argued that they couldn't stop the thing because it was too critical to the economy and to all the recipients. So you have this sort of interregnum. They, of course, feel that the ABSA people are just being sour grapes, blah, 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 blah. But it's gone all the way. It's been very messy, very dirty. The process now is going to be redone in October, but they keep contesting whether the process has been done. Oh, my goodness. So against this kind of backdrop, I'm afraid it's very hard
There's so many robust investment themes out there. Why would you go for something where there is an overhang of some sort? There's the share price graph. I mean, it doesn't seem to be impacting the share price negatively, does it?
Talk a bit about the New York listing as well, though.
Yeah,
how that
so
comes back.
they, I think a while ago, I think it was Brait at some time, saw an opportunity that the business had a very low rating on the South African market. They felt it wasn't well understood, and sort of there was PE arbitrage to be done by sort of buying it here and relisting it in NASDAQ. And that did help in terms of increase the rating and the market cap quite considerably. So that was very successful. But unfortunately, being listed in the US, obviously you're subject to US listing regulations and the SEC. And as part of this whole Constitutional Court ruling, they also under investigation now by the SEC, because obviously you cannot do sort of illegal activities being listed on the US market. So that hangs over them as well, although it hasn't kept the share price back to date.
Key shareholders, Serge Bellamont, the CEO, and his associates, and then I'm not quite sure who else is still involved there. So that's another thing, is that more of the scrip is held offshore. The local market's a bit illiquid. So that's why one or two buyers or sellers can determine where the share price moves as well.
Hot or not?
Not at this point.
Paul?
Yeah, definitely not hot for me. I think, look, it may turn out to be the buy of the century. If they win everything and the court thing goes their way and they get the contract back, then we'll have to review it. But for now, I think the risks are too high. Not hot.